Alright, so today we're going to go over and check out the pilot. We're going to uh, look at our first alien artifact more than likely. Um, I did do some grinding off stream so that we could get going right away today and not have to spend a lot of time collecting materials and stuff like that. Um, I built this sea truck. I put in the first depth module for it. I built the large room and some lockers. Um, we'll go check those out real quick before we get underway. So as you can see, I've done some work in here, got some lockers set up, got a battery charger built, fabricator built in here, bioreactor because we need the power to run the base. We got our sea truck sitting out here. We don't have anywhere to put it right now. We're going to affect that when we go and find the pilot, so that will be part of today's adventure. We're also going to take care of collecting some more fragments for our recipes so that we can build some stuff. I'm seeing the power's at 41%. Let's go make sure we have a battery with us so that should this one die, we have a backup so we can run off from. Let's see, copper. We got some copper. Alright. This is a little bit farther away than I usually like to have our outdoor grow beds, but it'll work. As you can see, it doesn't really have a lot of foundation support underneath of it, but it will be okay. It doesn't seem to really affect the foundation's strength, so. So let's go ahead and get underway. Um, we're also going to try and get our laser cutter today. Um, so on the way over to the pilot, we'll stop and see if we can't find some fragments for that in the location that I'm aware of them being in. So. Stream does look a little bit choppy yet still today, but I got it set up for auto, so um, we'll try to stay underwater more. It seems to be more choppy when we get above the water, so. We're going through that dangerous area where we got the lithium at yesterday, so. If you do hear a bird in the background, it's I have a parrot, so he likes to talk a lot. So you may at times throughout the stream hear him squawking away. So we're just gonna come over and in the direction of that, but we're gonna head over here, and we'll see the Mercury 2 vessel. Um, it's not gonna tell me it's the Mercury 2 right now because I was over here a little bit earlier, getting some of this metal salvage to get the titanium to build the large room that we have and the lockers and the sea moth or the sea truck. So um, This is an area I know you can get that stuff, so I came over here to get it. Um, we're gonna go in here and look around a little bit for some laser cutter fragments. I sometimes find them on the floor in here. Another thing that about below zero that I do like is that you can find already crafted materials in here, and that makes it very convenient. Uh, we could have grabbed him, but as I mentioned yesterday, we're doing freedom mode rather than survival, so we don't really have to eat and drink. So you also want to keep an eye on your oxygen while you're in here. Um, it's more uh, it's easier to do this while you're got the larger oxygen tank, but we haven't gotten to that point yet. So we will grab what we can out of here. I was kind of hoping to see a laser cutter fragment by now, but unfortunately I haven't seen one. So um, try and get through this hole. I'm not grabbing the metal salvage right now because it takes up a lot of inventory space. So there we go. I don't think we'll be able to find all the fragments in here. It takes three. So we can get to that later. I do believe you need the laser cutter to actually get in that room. So I'm gonna leave those because we're on freedom mode. I don't need them. They're just inventory filters for us right now. I believe I hit everything we can go through right now in that ship without the laser cutter. So we're gonna go ahead and call that good for that spot. Um, we do have an artifact relic back here. We're gonna go check that out a little bit later. Should be able to easily get to that in the stream today. I'm gonna head pretty much straight northeast off from that wreck and follow these ridges right here around. There are three sections of the Mercury 2, and what I'm doing right now is I'm heading over to the second one of the other two. I believe we should have some luck finding the other laser cutter fragment in here. And if we do, we might just give up on the pilot for a second and go back to our little base and go ahead and create that, because the laser cutter will put us in a situation that we really want to be in. So
beware of high pressure and temperatures.
pretty much if it's not something useful like copper wire or that one needs the laser cutter to open. Uh, you know, power cells. I'm gonna leave the jukebox disc because we're not gonna play the jukebox in this game. Um, we do need to get these open, and that reasoning will show up later. I'll try to remember to explain why when I get to that point. Though I think it'll become kind of apparent. Let's see. I think this is about as far as I can go in this wreck right now. So. Alright, so we're gonna head straight back. The way we came. This is gonna take us back over to the Mercury 2 that we came from originally. Um, Once you find the first one, it's fairly easy to find the rest of them. You follow the ridge around, and as you can see, the other Mercury is right up here. This is the one we started at. And then once you get to this one, if you head straight out from it as best we can, ah, we'll head this way. We should hear our PDA voice talking to us here shortly. I do believe. Should be here shortly. We should be. Yeah, it's right in front of us, I think. Yeah. There's the third piece of the Mercury, too.
Detecting bow of an astronautical Soltrans Gulf vessel nearby. Vessel name Mercury 2. Inoperative.
She's obviously surprised by the fact that this is an inoperative vessel that's laying in three pieces on the ocean floor. Um, you know, to each her own. You can pick these up. As you can see, it says it's a depleted rod, so it's not going to do us much good. There's absolutely nothing you can do with the depleted rods except for throw them away. So there's no point in picking it up. But again, need a laser cutter to open that. But this, we do want to scan. This is our nuclear reactor. It says it's a fragment, but it should give us the blueprint completely. And there it is. Alright. See how much more of the ship I can get explored real quick before we run too low on air. Alright, we're filled back up. We might have to come back over here with the laser cutter because some of these things won't let you open them up. And I know you can get quite a few um, nuclear reactor rods out of this rack over here. Pretty much, you can get enough to where you never need to make them in the game. So, but it looks like we got pretty much everything we can explore in this game right now, or in this ship right now. So, we'll have to come back once we get the full laser cutter. Um, it's unfortunate, but you know. Let's cut open. Alright. So, we won't be going back right now because we don't have all we need for all the fragments and everything. So we will head over to the pilot's last known location and start effecting the exploration of that. I do believe we have enough diamonds and sulfur to make the laser cutter once we get it all. And I think it's possible we might be able to get the third piece here shortly. Alright, so this is her last known location. As we saw yesterday, um, running through this, we or in part one, yesterday, whichever you want to call it, these sea monkey nests tend to have stuff in them. This is not something that's a dire need or concern, but we're gonna grab it anyway. I do want to kind of return back to the pilot's last known location, because there should be a sea monkey nest right around in here. It might be this one. Nope. That allows the prom suit to recharge itself in hot environments. So it doesn't hurt. I
There
don't
is a
ever
large
use it, so
enormous mass of rock that has broken away and risen above the surrounding terrain.
You came within range of data that might help with the construction of a new storage medium. You must continue to investigate.
by storage medium he needs part of his new body that we're trying to help him create. And we are kind of close to it, but I think the depth is a little bit more than we have right now for the sea truck, so um, we're gonna go ahead and leave that alone for right this moment. Yeah, see? And I'm too deep for the sea monkey nest, so I'm looking for, so let's go back up a little bit. There are a few really important sea monkey nests down in this area, and we really want them, so I'm trying to find them. And when we do, I will show you why we want them so bad. Uh, huh. I gotta say, this is a new one for me. I don't think I've found this before. Swim charge fins are always nice to have. Uh, oh, I have found this before. Okay. It's been a few playthroughs since I found it before, but I don't remember there being anything of serious need in here. I believe we already have all this. Yes, we do. Let's see if there's anything in here we're gonna scan though. I was like to double check, make sure I'm not missing anything that we need. See what we got in here. Counters, PDA, another data box. Something we already have. Alright, let's swim back out of here. Let's see. I am seeing something.
That laboratory appeared to have been sabotaged intentionally. Do you know what it would have been used for?
equipment was for anyway. Before a fire tornado ran through it, or something.
Do you think your sister had something to do with the destruction?
I don't know why she would, but the more I see on this planet, the less I know what to think. Who would want to destroy it?
Oh, let's see. We'll find out in a little while. I don't know if we'll get to that point today, but we'll try. Um, but I promise we will find out who would want to destroy it. Alright, here's one of the nests I believe we want. Nope. Horsepower upgrade, it just makes the sea truck go faster, which is helpful. Um, this is one of those sea nests we do want. It has the ultra capacity tank fragment in it, which is always nice because it will allow us to breathe a lot longer. Oh, the little sea monkeys will now start bringing us materials. So they have transformed from trying to steal my stuff to bringing me stuff. So a cute little addition to the game. I really do like them. Um, Developers did a really good job programming the second version of this game to make it as entertaining as the first one, in my opinion. So I do thank them for that. They added to the story and really make it nice. Gave us some new vehicles, a continuation of the story that we started off in, a little bit more understanding of what happened on this planet and everything. So, I really like the fact that they left the chance open and jumped on it to continue the story and put more depth into the world rather than just trying to create something completely different. Aquarium module, I don't use it much, but you know, definitely not going to use it here in freedom mode. It won't be of any benefit to us. I think this is the grapple arm. Yep. All right. Still looking around for more sea monkey nests. Um, I don't know that I'm in the right area for them anymore right now, but I might want to start looking for the lost pilot, the pilot that we were down here for. And I believe if I follow her beacon well enough, I will find out the last of the sea monkey nests that I am looking for. I think we've only found one with the high capacity tank in it right now, so um, and I think I'm going back the same way that I just got done coming, which I am. So we'll flip around real quick. Alright. I also want to keep an eye on the damage that the sea truck has taken because I've been bouncing it all up the walls and everything pretty much. And I really don't want to lose it. Let's see. Feel like I'm like a little too deep for the sea monkey nest right now. Um, I seem to remember it being around 260 or 265 or so. Fortunately, all the bumping and banging I'm doing into the walls and stuff, I'm not losing too much health off the sea truck right now. So, which apparently to me means just keep doing it. All right. But yeah, like I said, we're nowhere near deep enough on the truck right now to get down to what Alan's talking about. So, I want to say it's down around 600 meters or so. We need another upgrade in the sea truck. Um, but I'm gonna head in the direction I believe we need to go to find the pilot and give up on the sea monkey nest for the time being. Because at this point, I feel like I'm not even in the right area. So, yeah, we're way outside of it. Once we get back over there, we want to head to the left of how we're the direction we're traveling right now. So we'll just drop down. We'll head in that direction. I believe we'll be right around west or so.
I have been able to sense the location of an important artifact. I will share its coordinates so you can report to it.
Got it.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Okay. So he's got a second artifact over in this area specifically. So um, we'll go check that out as soon as we get done with the pilot down here. I do want to check the sea monkey nests as we go by them to make sure that I've already scanned them and got what they had in them out. And I might be too shallow right now, honestly. I think I'm gonna need to go deeper. Seems like the last time I was over here, I was pretty close to the sea truck's depth. And I think that was 3 for 3, so. So we are done with that. We don't have to worry about that anymore. Alright. Alright, so we'll go back over to the pilot's last known location. We're gonna drop down pretty much this the sea truck's max depth at this point, because I believe I need to go under all this stuff to get to where she's at. And I'm sure she'll give us a much more warm welcome than she gave us last time, so Excited to see her. And I'm not finding the trail, which is kind of annoying. Oh, unfortunate. I did not make the repair gun. Well, I definitely want to be more careful about driving it around now. Uh,
Warning. Maximum depth reached.
definitely don't want to do that. I don't remember if she's deeper down or she's more shallow. I don't usually have this much trouble finding her, but it's just been one of those playthroughs, I guess. Yeah. Alan's uh, vessel that he's referring to is down in there. So I know we don't need to go that deep. So we do want to find the pilot though. Um, I am getting a little concerned right now about the condition of the sea truck. I'm trying to find some light sticks and whatnot, because usually uh, there are light sticks that lead to where you're trying to go. Um, and I know she has some down there, but I cannot seem to find them right this moment. But before we get too much farther into this, we have to go through a really dangerous area. So we're gonna make a run back, and then we'll come back out here. Um, I really don't want to lose the sea truck at this point, and I have not made the repair gun yet, so it's a little bit risque to be over here. So we're gonna head back to base real quick, get the repair gun made up so that we can fix this ship, and then we'll come back out here. I do believe I'm running with a couple power cells, so yeah. So the energy level on the sea truck's not really bothering me that much. Trying to move the cursor over to OBS real quick, so. Should be a quick thing to make a repair gun in here. I believe I have all the materials needed to do it. And I don't think I made the modification station yet, though we do have the recipe for it, so while we're over there, we might just go ahead and try and snap that together real quick. If we can get the modification station, that'll give us our ability to make the Mark II depth module for the sea truck. And if we can get the Mark II, then we can go all the way down and find that area that Alan is talking about over by the pilot. So, if you weren't at the beginning of the stream, I did do all this off stream. Got power source and all the lockers built, fabricators, and all that stuff. Um, all right. What do we need for the modification station? Computer chip, diamond, lead. Should have all that. As you can see, this takes uraninite crystals, which we haven't collected any yet. I've seen a couple, but I left them behind because I know that the one fragment of the Mercury 2 spaceship, you can grab enough that usually it'll last the entire game. So there's no real need to craft them. Alright. There's the repair gun. I don't know why he tests all the tools that she makes. Doesn't seem like a smart thing to me, but you know, to each their own. Oh, I don't need the copper. I got copper wire in here. I also got wiring kits, which I don't want those in there. I want those in the silver. I got a game going off stream and a game going that I'm streaming, so um, I had the lockers in different orders, so it might take me a second. What the hell? Oh, I can't pin recipes off in the fabricator. Alright, so computer chip. I need table coral for that. And then everything else doesn't need to be made. Do I have table coral? Yeah, I do. Just enough. And no gold. Wow. So I guess we can't build that right now, so we'll have to come back to the depth module later. We did get the repair kit, the repair tool done, so. All right. So let's go back over here and see if we can find the finally find the pilot. Probably in our better interest to find the other piece of the laser cutter and finish that off while we're over there. But I think if we find the pilot, she does have a piece of the laser cutter, I believe, inside of her base, which is why I wasn't too worried about it. Of course, I could be wrong about that too, so. Sorry. The energy's down at 58, but we did pick up a couple power cells inside the Mercury, so not a huge deal right now. Plus, once we get the moon pool and stuff, we'll be golden. Alright. Alright, so let's try this again. Maybe I'll have better orientation coming in this time. I think I always went to the left last time, so let's try going to the right. I do not remember going back up to see her, but and there's the other piece of that Mercury too that we were at earlier. Alright, we're back over into the vent zone, so this is not it. I do know she's still in the lily pad biome, so I don't really need to go that way. I do want to find a way to go back down, because I know she's under us. unbelievable as it may sound, I actually usually do find her by accident more often than not, but and yes, I'm exceedingly good at running into things. Um, I've just discovered that about myself here recently. I really think she's more at the 300-meter mark.
Warning, maximum depth reached. Hull damage imminent.
I seem to remember having some close calls with crush depth the last time I found her.
Warning, maximum depth reached. Hull damage imminent.
I'm gonna go check out down here. I think the fact that I've only got a 300-meter crush depth might be throwing me off. I think the last time I came down here, I already had the Mark II in here, but I'm actually getting a little irritated I haven't found her yet because I usually don't have this trouble, but it is what it is. I do need to find the sea truck or the surface here pretty quick because I'm getting low on oxygen.
Warning, 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
It's gonna be a hard call because I don't know if I can make it to the truck and I don't know if I can make it to the surface. So,
Oxygen.
yeah, I think I'm gonna die. We'll have to come back. Uh, Second death in the game. They do happen. Oh, it actually put me in the sea truck, so we're good. I was ready for it to put me back in the base. Oh, let's see. I seem to remember her having light sticks out here to that show you where to go, but I've had no luck finding her light sticks. check out this cave real quick. Nope. I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes. If not, then we'll go back and we'll start working on the uh,
Maximum depth reached.
laser cutter
Hull
and
damage
then
imminent.
the modification station. And get some more gold. And then we'll come back out here when I have a depth module, a deeper depth module in the sea truck, and it might make it easier to find her. I know if you go too deep in this area that you get down to another biome completely. So, but all right, we're gonna go back and work on advancing some our builds more. I don't know why I'm having such a struggle finding her right now, but more than likely I'm going in the completely wrong direction. But I have a severely hard time giving up on things, so yeah. I keep finding the exact same spot that I was at before, so I am going in circles. I need to come back to this when I have a fresh set of eyes on it. I'll go see if I can get this artifact over here. As I explained in the stream yesterday, the artifacts help you unlock alien technology, which can make things a little bit easier on you. So, one of the technologies that we can get after finding enough artifacts is the ion batteries and ion uh, power cells. So, I will be pretty much ignoring the aquarium and the food and the water. I've said several times that I'm playing in some freedom mode, not survival, so food and water isn't a concern that we have to worry about. I'm pretty sure I can get down to the artifact without too much trouble. Um, can't remember exactly what Q59 is, but I'm getting a really good idea right this second. Oh, let's see. Which is beneficial if it's in the place I'm thinking it is, because I know we can get some gold out of this area, and that is something we do need. Alright. It's down there somewhere. Yeah. Alright, yeah, this one's the one that's down in the Copa mining site, so. Yeah, we actually got gold out of that, not be dang. I think that'll put me in a position to make the modification station when we get back. So that'll be good.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Interesting. Wasn't expecting to get that one, but you know. I'm questioning whether or not this is actually the artifact in the Copomania site, but yeah, it is. Okay, cool. I believe we're okay on rubies. Um, we got plenty of inventory space. I'm gonna keep looking for diamonds or gold on the wall, because we are bingo gold right this second. And we can also get the rest of the prawn suit down here. It's not as advantageous as it was in Subnautica 1, but it doesn't hurt either. Yeah, I don't have the laser cutter to get into that one yet. Whatever was in there, we already have. I forgot you could get the moon pool out of a data box. That was one of the things that I was pushing so hard to find the pilot for, is the moon pool, because that allows us to recharge our sea truck. I do believe there's another oxygen plant just over here, so I'm gonna go and try and grab that real quick. There might be another one down here as well, so
What you found is more than just an artifact. It will help me follow the traces my people left on this planet.
I'm glad I could help.
alright. Oh, there it is.
You would still prefer me to have a corporeal form of my own.
Well, yes.
If you continue searching, I may regain some of my connection to the network, piece by piece.
Sometimes near the artifacts you can find an ore vein on the wall. So I'm trying to do a real quick search and see if we can find it. Um, I'm not seeing one down here, so we need to get out of here.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
On the way back up, the oxygen plants should be rejuvenated, so we'll have those to use. It's a nice addition to the game. It makes things a little bit easier. Not so dire all the time. So you have a few more options for getting more oxygen rather than just surfacing or getting into a vehicle. When we get back, we do want to make the moon pool so we can get the power cells charging on the sea truck. So we'll add that to the list of things to do. And that was my bird saying hello.
How do your people communicate if you are not networked?
What do you mean? We just talk to each other.
Do you not find that primitive? We exist as data. We are all aware of each other's thoughts and needs. Scientific endeavors are accomplished much more smoothly this way.
There's more to life than research, Alan. I can't lie. Work would go faster if I could read my colleagues' minds, but thoughts are private, and people have their own inner lives. People change and need space to think.
Space
I don't know how well the game sounds coming through. I don't know if I have it turned down too much for the stream or not. Um, if you're having a hard time hearing Alan talk, just let me know. I try not to talk over top of him. They do have some like philosophical conversations occasionally here and there, so. Now that I got the schematic for the moon pool, I'm not such an don't feel so rushed and hurried to find the pilot, which is good. It might be easier to find her the next time I go over there now that I'm not like trying to hustle and get her part of the story taken care of. We're not sitting too bad on diamonds. Do I not have, I don't have a locker for rubies yet? Huh. Glad I grabbed them then. Alright. We did need a computer chip for the modification station. I think that was what we were missing. So this should be created pretty quickly. Titanium diamond lead. Okay. Running low on lead too, so I will have to do some grinding for that stuff. I always like to put the modification station kind of over the corner. Right now I can make the thermal knife. This will make life a little bit easier on me. So enamel glass, which I just used the last of the lead for. What we're working on. Synthetic fibers, I don't have everything I need to make those yet. So we can't go down to an M2 yet. We can make this, I believe. So, well, let's go after that. You actually have to unequip the air tank for it to recognize it as you having it in your inventory, so. And now we should be up to 225 air, which will make things a lot easier. Gives you about 3 minutes of swimming around. So. Makes it a little bit easier to explore. I'm not building the nuclear reactor right now because we don't have the rods we need for it. We do have to find the pilot to get done with Delta Station though, because she has one of the components that we need. So I'm gonna go over here into the Creekvine area which should be just over this way. Because there should be some tunnels and sea monkey nests down here that will make life a little bit easier on us. Typically, I can find some pieces of the laser cutter in these nests down here. If I can find the tunnel that actually has the depth to it. That was kind of a shallow tunnel. I'm going to go around and try and find another tunnel that's a little bit deeper. This one might do it. Check this one out a little bit. Try to keep the oxygen full up right now for what we can. And there's another piece of laser cutter. That should give us the laser cutter now.
New blueprint synthesized.
Anytime I see gold, I'm going to try and grab it. These right here are root pustules. They're really, really good for the bio reactor. Some more laser cutter. If I remember correctly, I did do some reference research on it, and I believe those are the best fuel for the bioreactor. They have the best payout for each unit. It's about the only place you can actually get them and access them, so they are a little hard to come by, and they're not popular, so. I am swimming around down here a little bit because we've been finding some opportunities for silver, some opportunities for gold. And where I'm sitting at on gold right now, it's not good. So. And I do know that in the area over here somewhere there is another artifact. Um, but I believe Alan will later on tell us exactly where we need to be looking at for that. So we'll come back and get it when Alan says we need to.
It is both reassuring and unsettling
There it is right there.
to rediscover this site after being in storage for so long. My connection to the network grows stronger, however slightly. I hope you will continue to search for more clues.
Quantum lock is kind of cool. The idea behind it's kind of cool. However, it does have extremely small storage space. So it's not hugely advantageous to us. Uh, it does, however, allow you to like build multiple bases. Um, and build a locker outside of them so that you can access that one locker from any location where you build a quantum locker. Um, for certain things, it's really helpful. For other things, it's not. Like I said, it's really small. So, if you're working with the winter gear, which we probably will eventually get it, um, it makes it accessible on any land base that you might have set up so you can get to the winter gear no matter what part of land you step onto if you have a base built with a quantum locker outside. How I originally thought it worked was you put the quantum locker inside of another locker and then you could access that locker from another location, but that's not how it works at all. I think it'd be a lot more helpful if it worked that way, but Alright, so alright, so we just need 2 diamonds and sulfur. This will allow us to get more around in the Mercury too. We'll fight with that a little bit on our way back over to the pilot. I don't have the depth module I want yet, but unfortunately I can't do anything about that right this exact second because one of the things it needs, I believe, is benzene, and we don't even have the recipe for benzene yet. And I don't think we have the recipe for synthetic fibers yet either. Yeah, we do. Oh, synthetic fibers take rubies and spiral plant clippings. The spiral plant clippings are extremely rare in the game. There's only one location to get them from. But if it'll help us get our Mark II death module, so we can go find the pilot possibly, um, it'll be worth going to get them. So we'll go over there next and get them, and while we're doing the Mercury 2, and cutting open the rest of the areas in there that we haven't gotten to yet. What else did we need? And the rest of the other stuff is kind of simple. A couple rubies, and then enameled glass. Enameled glass takes glass, lead, and diamonds. We're a little light on lead right now, so we'll try and get that while we're over there as well. Let's see. Let's check the condition on this real quick. Seems to be alright. Alright, so to get to the Mercury 2 again, it is in the same vicinity as the pilot's last known location. So we will head in that direction, and I should be able to find it from there. I believe it's just to the left of the Delta Station dock, probably right in between the pilot last known position and the Delta Station dock would probably be a more proper line for it. And when we're in here, I'm going to be scanning some items that will give us a recipe to make. I'll be scanning some fragments to give us a recipe to make an item we're going to need later, but we don't know we need it yet. I know we need it because this isn't my first playthrough, but and I didn't make the moon pool. It kind of escaped my mind while we were back there messing around with the laser cutter. I will probably do that off stream because it's going to take a lot of grinding for materials because I know it takes like 2 plasteel ingots to get it, so um, it can be kind of boring to watch people run around and try and get titanium up. So so the first thing I'm going to try and do is go in here into the Mercury 2 and get the rest of the stuff that we didn't get the last time because we didn't have the laser cutter on us. And of course I built it with a dead battery because of randomosity. So we'll have to immediately change out the battery in this. Well, at least she didn't put her hand in front of it that time. Alright. So this is one of the cabinets I was talking about. I was going to cut open and get into it. Um, Inside of here is going to be a fragment of the parallel processing unit. Um, It's a component that's needed to make the test drive, test override module, um, which we get from the pilot when we find her. Let's see, that goes under the ship, so we don't want to be down there. You need 3 of those fragments to get it the whole thing. And the Mercury 2 has all 3 fragments in the different segments of the ship, so most of them have a panel you have to cut open in front of them, so they won't be obvious as they could be. This is one of the few that you don't have to cut open. Some of the doors that look like this you can't cut open. That's why I always kind of double check them before I start pulling out the laser cutter. Alright, so this got us back to the area that we had originally started in. That's the door I do want to get into, which I believe we access from up top here. See, like that door you can't cut open, and neither one on this one, but they don't have black in the middle of them. Um, Now, where did that room go again? I believe it's over here. Okay. Where did it go? I'm getting kind of lost, but I would eventually find my way. There's an air vent around here somewhere that will allow me to access that one closed room downstairs that has the containers blocking it. But I don't want to make too close of a call with oxygen on this one, so I always misjudge width. Alright. I think I have a better orientation if I come in from this side over here. I think this is usually the way I come in. Yep. Alright, so this is the room that I want to get inside of. And there is an air vent. If I can find where it's at. I had a hard time finding it again last time too. I know that's probably not hard to believe by now. I've been having a hard time finding quite a few things today. I'm also kind of looking around to make sure that we got all the chests and stuff like that that we want, because I know there are some nuclear reactor cores, and if we can find those, it'll make it a lot easier so we don't have to build them. And I feel like I'm going in circles, which I probably am. Alright, so let's go top off our air real quick. I could have the wrong ship for the nuclear reactor cores. They might be in the one of the other pieces of the ship. Actually, I think they are, because I don't think this room is all that important to get into. And I'm not actually seeing a vent in there, so we'll come back to that one later on. Let's go over and get the other piece cut open, and then we'll go down and look for the spiral plants. They're both in roughly the same area. And again, going from that piece to the other piece that's right over here. Just coming along the mountains and try and follow the ridges up here and come across straight. Right now we're a little bit into the lily pad zone, which is bad because there's a lot of big creatures up on top of that mountain to our left. And they can do a lot of damage to the sea moth. Like this guy right here. Once you get the perimeter defense system on the sea truck, I think I just called it a sea moth. uh, Once you get the perimeter defense system on here, it makes it a little bit easier to deal with those guys. This is one of them you had to cut open, I think. Yeah, that's the reactor core. I think the majority of them that you have to cut open have the reactor cores in them. And here's another piece of the parallel processing unit behind this door. It's all fine and good having that, but until we get the test override module, it won't do us much good. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing a whole lot more to cut open in this ship, so one reactor core will get us going though, and then that will allow us to time to find the rest of them. It'll also give us enough power to build our moon pool and the sea truck docking bay. And then this area right here is what we're looking for the spiral plants, are these plateaus. They tend to appear on these plateaus. And I'll see if I can find one. The last time I was down here looking for them, I had a really hard time finding any. But they are an extremely rare plant in the game. There are not a lot of them. And they seem to populate down here exclusively. And they call them a spiral plant. And I'm taking it really slow because I have a pretty good tendency to overlook these things. Docking module, this allows you to attach the prawn suit to the back of the sea truck and travel around with it. The Copal mining site has some drillable ore down there. At this point, it might be worthwhile. There's one right up in front of us. It might be worth getting it just to go down and get the gold. So this is the spiral plant, and this is what we need for the synthetic fibers. And we need a sample off from them. But what I'm going to actually end up doing is replanting it back at the um, base so that as we need it, we can get more samples. And you get 2 samples out of each plant. That's all you're going to get.
Another site found.
I got to be careful about the depth.
Tell me something useful.
Warning.
Yep.
Maximum depth reached.
I have
Hull
collected
damage
enough
imminent.
data to extrapolate the location of a component necessary to assemble my body. I will provide a signal.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
We're going to get as many of these as we can just to make life easier on us. This is a lot more dense population I found than I found in my last game, so um, I'm not going to complain. That'll give us a good start on um, remaking these things. Here's some uraninite crystal if you need it. You can grab it down in this area. Just making sure we got everything right now, because I don't want to pass up any of those spiral plants with how rare they are. We do want to scan this site. Hopefully we're close to the ion battery after this one. I think we might need a couple more sites.
How do humans function with such a fallible and inferior body?
Excuse you? My body is anything but inferior. I work hard for my body to be able to do what it
Warning.
does.
Maximum
Yes, but
depth
its
reached.
overall form
Hull
is
damage
not
imminent.
likely. For example, consider its use of primitive ball and socket joints.
Is there anything you don't find primitive? Humans bartered with evolution to get more brain wrinkles and opposable thumbs.
It is true the opposable thumb is excellent, but all corporeal forms are temporary. The ability to be reborn when a body breaks down is paramount.
My body is my own and I cherish it. It grows with me. Humans have one life. We plant trees we can never experience the shade of. We build for the next generation.
Noble, but again truly inefficient.
You are incredibly frustrating, you know that?
I hope to see the forms of my people again.
Alright, so they sound like they're done talking now. This is a crystal cavern. I gotta be really careful about how long I spend down here. This will give us a little bit of a boost later on. Because as you can see, I'm already headed towards a kyanite. That might get us... This might put us in a position where we can actually um, get 2 and 3 done and get max depth on the sea truck right away. I can't stay too long down here because oxygen, and I'm a little ways away from the sea truck, but I'm going to try and grab a few of these before I get out of here. This is another reason you don't want to venture too far down here, because there's a massive leviathan down here. Unlike the spiral plants, I am not getting as lucky on this game as I did on the last game for finding kyanite this early. So I have 2, but I think it takes more than that, but we're gonna have to call it good at 2. Come on, hurry up, get, oh fuck. Inventory's full. And I don't have a storage module on the sea truck because I haven't been able to find all the pieces yet, so we're just gonna have to call it good enough for right now. It'll be a little bit easier to collect some more once I get to Mark 2, because I can bring the sea truck down farther. So, but that's where you find the spiral plants. So, because we are in a situation where our inventory is full, we will head back to base. That sort of storage module comes really handy, because it gives you some extra room to deal with. I unfortunately have not been able to find all the pieces to that. Sleeper module basically useless. You're not really required to sleep in the game very, for the most part. So this is probably another part. Yep. But as it's usually good practice that on your first playthroughs at least scan everything and figure out what you need and what you don't need. Just because I don't use the sleeper module doesn't mean that somebody else might not. Uh, I just haven't found a function for it. I don't usually use the prawn suit in this one very much, but it does have some value down in the copper mining site because there are diamonds and rubies and some gold down there. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do anything about that because I don't have the defense module. Typically, I would fire it and she'd let go quicker, but really, what nothing I can do on that one. I'm sorry if that gave anybody a jump scare, but it's one of the good things that Subnautica has going for it. Some jump scares here and there. All right. I don't think I'll have to do any grinding to actually make the moon pool, so we'll go ahead and see if we can put that together. It's actually not the moon pool I want. It's actually the docking bay for the sea truck. They added that game since I got it, or they added that to the game since I got it. So it's really nice. It makes it easier to get in and out of the truck. Um, and once you get modules to add to it, it's really cool because you can get into the modules without actually having to swim outside your base and go around to them. So and it's really something I'm new with, so I don't have the all the ingredients necessarily memorized. All right, so we need a titanium ingot, advanced writing kit, and glass. Don't know if I have that much quartz, but it doesn't take that long to get it. Um, However, we do need some inventory space before we go do that. Ribbon plants, absolutely recommend having those in a planter. Um, they are kind of scarce and they're needed to make batteries, so I also like to put gel, the gel sacks in there, just so I don't have to search for them. That'll help our inventory out quite a bit, getting those growing. Um, it'll take a little bit before we can actually harvest out of them, but they're of a great value to have planted. Alright, so we need an advanced wiring kit, so we need a computer chip, and I don't have any table coral. I do have the gold. I guess I thought I was trying to drag him. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and throw these kyanite down here with the rubies. And then we'll go and get some table coral. So we're gonna head over here towards, and I don't know why it keeps doing this. Alright. I turned off the alien sanctuary location beacon and left the distress call beacon on. They're in the exact same spot and they keep overlapping each other and making them very difficult to read. But this is over in the Twisted Bridges zone, the deep Twisted Bridges zone. It's one of the easiest places to find table coral, in my experience. So we're gonna go back into that area and see if we can't find some. Um, Oddly, in this game, I have found a couple spots where they were quite heavily clustered together. So usually they're like ones and twos and very scarce. The green flashing lights down here are the beacons for when you originally get the distress call. But this is what we're after. If you played Subnautica 1, you'll know that in Subnautica 1, when you hit one of those, it turns into like 4 or 5 pieces. Um, that doesn't happen in this game. You just get 1 out of 1. So it makes it a little more difficult to come by, but not too bad. I'm also trying to look for some lead rocks, because that's another thing we do need while we're down here. The green flashing beacons we're driving over top of are what originally lead you to Alan and his distress call, because he is right in this area. And that piece of tech right there is what you get the rebreather out of. And that should be lead sitting right next to it. Yep. And it came up titanium. And that's a brute shark trying to chomp at me. We'll just try to ignore him. I like to grab a few of these when we're out and about trying to get them, because they're kind of a pain. Particularly when I'm in a, when I find them in a large cluster, I'll go grab all of them. I believe that's part of the sea truck. Yeah. The sea truck horsepower module looks a little bit like that, and so does the afterburner module, so. Yeah, there's a few chunks down here that'll give us gold, so let's see if we can get some gold out of those. Yeah. Not great, but, you know, 2 for 2. The crash fish in this game, that's one of those spots that's not all that usual to C in my experience, so I'm gonna grab all these guys up out of here. And these guys will have crystal sulfur in them instead of having crash powder like they did in the first game. Um, it just removed one element that you don't really need a repeat of. I wouldn't mind being able to find some durable lead in this game. I haven't done it. I haven't found any yet. Um, Pretty much what I've found: durillables, rubies, diamonds, gold. I found some copper that was durable, but unfortunately, that's been about the size of it. I think we have enough stuff to make the computer chip. Um, I do have another game I'm playing that's off stream that I was basically toying around with it to experiment with some of the new stuff that I hadn't had a chance with yet. Which is why I built the large room in this game so high up off the ground. Because in the other game I'm playing, I built it kind of low to the ground, and it made it very difficult to get the C-truck module attached. So I compensated for it in this one, I hope. All right. Should I have the stuff to make the computer chip now? Yep. And then I can make an advanced wiring kit. And we can actually make the parallel processing unit, but at this point in time, it's kind of useless to make. We don't have the test override module, so. Didn't do too bad coming out on that one. I was kind of surprised when I first made this as to how big it really is. Oh, I'm missing the titanium ingot.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
And the glass. So concentrated on the computer chip, I forgot everything else. Oh, let's see, where are we on glass? Quartz. We need 3 more of these, so that shouldn't be too terribly difficult to get in a very short amount of time. Alright, where's my beacon for 0 point? There it is. I explained it a little bit yesterday, but I will retouch on it. 0 point, I'm a little bit too far away to make it really visible. So we're closing on it a little bit. I still haven't found all the quartz I need yet, so. 0 point is this formation right here. Um, it always spawns in this spot. It's a good reference point to use. This beacon is off from an Altera supply drop. Um, if you find a beacon just sitting around, you can usually pick them up and take them with you. You don't have to build all of them that you need. Uh, and that one I steal from the first supply drop you get, just because it's convenient. And when you pick it up, you do get the recipe to make the beacons. So the one on Delta Station, I usually leave there because you have to return back there a couple times. So just to make life easier on you. All right, bioreactor's empty. Okay, here we go. I picked up root pustules earlier when I built the biostation, so that we would have plenty of power for the biostation until I built the nuclear reactor, which shouldn't be too long. I was just waiting for all the fish to get burned out of there before I put those in. So we will go make our glass. And there she is. And if you have modules on your sea truck, this door will be open and you'll be able to walk into your modules right there. So it's kind of handy. It's a lot easier to get to this one than the one I had in the last game. So let's see. Enameled glass, we would need more. Quartz, but we only need 2. And I don't think I have any leaded left, so I don't think we can even do that. Nope. So we'll take a minute real quick and go out and see if we can find some quartz and find some lead. Shouldn't have to travel too far from the base. If you have a hard time finding the lead, um, the mineral scanner uh, can make it really easy to find them. It's basically a handheld scanner room from the first game, um, but you get to carry it with you, and you don't have to make multiple scanner rooms throughout the all around the planet to try and find minerals that you need and stuff like that. Um, so I think it's an upgrade over the scanner room. I don't even make the scanner room in below zero for that simple fact that I can have that one I can carry with me. So, and there's one. Sweet. All right, grab some quartz down here. Cool. While I'm grabbing the quartz we need, I'm also keeping an eye out for more lead. Um, we have what we need to do the depth module in the sea truck right now, but if we can get more lead, we might as well. Um, I'll do a lot more grinding for it off stream just because I don't want to spend a lot of time on stream doing a lot of the just material grinding. Takes away from the gameplay time. So I try to do a little bit of that off stream. But that should give us enough to be able to make the next module upgrade for the sea truck. So tomorrow when we come back on here, same time, you can check the schedule on my channel as to what time that applies to your area, to your time zone. Um, to see what time I start and go till. It's a 2-hour segment, so. All right, we need a diamond. All right. Did I actually get the diamond? Nope. Wrong one. Question is, can you actually access? Nope, doesn't look like it. I will probably go ahead and make the nuclear reactor before tomorrow inside the base, just to get that little section out of the way. don't know if those spiral plants have completely grown over there yet, but we'll check it out. Nope, they're at 82%. So they'll need a little bit more time before we get a sample off of them, I believe. Yeah, they won't give us a sample right now. All right. So I will finish that up off stream. Um, with the time left, scheduled to go till 5 o'clock, but with the time we have left in 5 minutes, this is a good stopping point for tonight, and we'll get back on it tomorrow. Um, again, check the schedule for local time. For my time, which is Eastern Standard or Eastern Daylight Time in the U.S., I start at 3 o'clock and go to 5. Um, so, thank you for joining me, and I hope you guys have a great night. I will see you tomorrow.